So you're thinking of moving from California to Las Vegas? In this video, I'm going to tell you my experience and why I decided that California was no longer for me and Las Vegas was going to become my permanent and forever residence. But let's get after it right now. Hey, if this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living in Las Vegas, moving to Las Vegas, and the general Las Vegas real estate market, go ahead and hit subscribe, tap that bell for notifications, and you'll be the first in the know for everything that's happening here in Las Vegas. Hi, my name's Anthony. I'm a former attorney turned real estate professional who's had roots in the Las Vegas area since 1981. So I know a thing or two about this city. And every day, my team and I, we get calls, texts, and emails from people just like you looking to make their move to Las Vegas, and we absolutely love it. Look, if you're looking to make your move in the next 9 to 90 days, go ahead and shoot me a text, send me an email, or give me a call, and we'd be more than happy to make your move as smooth as possible. So, as I said, today I'm going to tell you about my personal journey and my personal decision to leave California for the last time and make Las Vegas my 100% forever home going forward. And there's a lot of reasons for it. Let me tell you, so like I said, I've had roots in the Las Vegas area since 1981. So I've also been in California since a little bit after that, okay? So I bounced back and forth between California and Las Vegas. You know, in 1981, I obviously was a lot younger than I am now. So I went where my family went and where they decided to go. So we went back and forth between the two for a long time. I did my high school years in Woodland Hills in the San Fernando Valley, right outside of Los Angeles in California. I did my undergraduate work at San Diego State, and then I went on to Boston University to do my law school, and I've lived in New York, and I've lived in Idaho, and I've lived all over the place. But for the most part, I would bounce back and forth between California and Las Vegas, California and Las Vegas, California and Las Vegas. Couple years in one, couple years in the other, couple years in one, couple years in the other. And you know, I always had an affinity, and maybe, I don't know, maybe it's a childhood thing and how you grew up. So going through middle and high school in California, you know, I had great memories of the area, great memories of everything there. I also have great memories of Las Vegas and the things that are going here. Look, like I said, I went to high school in California. My brother and sister, they went to high school here in Las Vegas. So I know both education systems, both are fantastic. You know, the education system, LAUSD versus Clark County School District, district-wide, whatever. But if you look at each specific school, you know, you can find some great schools in both locations, both in LA and in Las Vegas. So that really isn't the consideration for me. But my last time in California, you know, I have all these great memories of California, and I really wanted that to you know, I thought that was going to be my forever place. My last time living there made me say, I don't recognize this place. It's not that same California. It's not the area and the opportunities and the things that I wanted to do. Those don't exist there anymore. It's a different California. And I left there, I couldn't get out any faster. And I came to Las Vegas and I saw the opportunities, all of those good things and good memories that I had of California, they're available in Las Vegas. So let me just break down. There's two main reasons why I said California would never work and why Las Vegas is the better choice for me and my family for the long haul here. Now, remember, I have an 8-year-old daughter, so that's an important consideration for me, all of those things. I don't want her growing up, because that California that exists today is not the one that existed when I grew up, while Las Vegas has so many of those opportunities and so many of those things that I was longing for in California and was disappointed at in California, and why I said Las Vegas is the spot for us. So the two major reasons, and it's two main themes. One is the financial aspects, and the second are the social issue aspects. So let's just break down financially. Number one, taxes. Las Vegas has 0 state income tax. I give nothing of my income to the state as a state income tax. I pay property taxes, I pay sales taxes, I pay, the DMV, I pay all the other taxes, but we don't have a state income tax. California government wants 10 to 13% of every dollar that I make to go to them to pay for what they find is important, what the government thinks that my money should go for. Look, I am all for a role for government in our lives. I'm not for a role of them dictating how 10% of my income should go. I don't get 10% back. I don't get a return on that investment the same way in California. I don't get anything of significance for that 10%. Look, we need roads, we need schools, we need all of those things. And I understand paying the taxes, but just to have 10 to 13% to do whatever thing that you find is important is not working for me. I'd rather go where I can choose where to put that 10 to 13% of my income towards. Whether it's tithing to church and God, whether it's giving to a charitable organization, whether it's to increasing my investment portfolio, whether it's to buying more affordable housing to rent and to increase my portfolio. All of those things, I want to determine where that goes. Not have Big Brother, the government, forcibly take 10 to 13% to do with it as it wishes, whether I agree with that or not. That is insanity to me. I'm sorry, but I'm going to be real frank with this. And remember, this is one person's opinion. And some of you may drop off, hate me, never talk to me again. And I understand that, and I still love you. And you're still a good person, and we can still be friends. But this is my thoughts on the situation. All right, so that's number one, the tax situation. Number two, the cost of living in California versus Nevada. So let's talk about the cost of living index. The cost of living index looks at the nation as a whole, right? And it says to live in America, it costs 100. That's the average, 100. Numbers above that, it's more expensive than the average. Numbers below that, it's less expensive than the average. In Las Vegas, we're right at about the average at 105. California, as a state as a whole, the entire state, this includes San Francisco, this includes Las Vegas, this includes San Diego and Orange County. It also includes Fresno and Bakersfield and Barstow and Baker and all of those other smaller communities that bring the number down. California as a whole, remember, Nevada, 105. The US average, 100. California is 139 as a whole. There's only two states in the District of Columbia ahead of California. And that is Hawaii at 190 at the cost of living index. That is the highest in the country, and that is insane. If you are in Hawaii and you are watching this video, you need to call me. You need to figure out how to move to Las Vegas, because a 190 cost of living is insanity. Insane. Doesn't make sense. That being said, District of Columbia and Massachusetts are higher than California. So you have Hawaii, District of Columbia, and Massachusetts, then California as the 4 highest in the country. But take away the smaller areas of California. Remember, California's huge state with a lot of diverse economies. You take away the Fresnos, the Bakersfields, the Barstows, the Baker, all the smaller rural communities, and you look at just a San Francisco, you look at an LA, you look at a San Diego, and those numbers go from 139 to 170, 150, 160, somewhere in that range. Very close to the Hawaii 190. It just costs a lot to live there. Everything you do, every daily thing you do is more expensive in California. Yeah, wages are a little bit higher, but here's the problem. You work and you work and you work, and there's no way to get ahead. You're always working to make more so that you can keep up with that cost of living. Here in Las Vegas, wages may be a slight bit lower, but there's opportunity to make your life better, to increase your investments. Add on that the 10 to 13% raise that you get by not paying state income taxes here in Nevada, and you see it changes dramatically your financial situation. Let me just make the point real clear. The average household income in the United States is $61,000, okay? So to live a life of the average of $61,000 across America, if you needed to live that same lifestyle in California, you would have to make $120,000. Are the wages higher in California? You bet. Are they double where they are everywhere else? Nah. So you have to work harder just to keep up with the average. You have to work more. You have to work doubles. You have to work a second job. Everybody's got to work 2 jobs in order to keep up with just the median. It's a rat race. California's financial system is a rat race. And on top of that, look, we're going to get into the social issues, but what the government does is makes that more and more difficult for you to get ahead because of increased taxes, things that they're spending on that you need to work so you can pay more to them in order to do these things. It's just insanity. It really is. I don't know how else to put it. And if you're offended, I'm sorry. But it's the truth. Then let's talk about the housing prices, the cost of housing in California. In California, the per square foot price is around $600 on average. $600, okay? Now that could be a really crappy little house, or it could be, a really nice house, but it's $600. Here in Nevada, you can get a fantastic home, a fantastic neighborhood for around $200 a square foot. Maybe even a little bit less, maybe just a few bucks more, but $200 a square foot. And if you want to live in the really nice neighborhoods and you want to, really go all out, you're in the $300-ish per square foot range. You could double your money here or triple your money depending on what you're looking at. So your 1,000 square foot house in certain parts of California, that same money that you pay for that would buy you a 3,000 square foot house here. I mean, come on, it's pretty straightforward. All right, on top of that, there's the automobiles. Look, we pay 75 cents to $1 less per gallon here in Nevada and Las Vegas than you do in California. So what does that mean? That translates, let's say you fill up once a week, that's an extra $20 a week, that's an extra $80 a month, that's an extra $900+ a year that you're just paying for the same gas to go the same amount of miles, actually probably fewer miles here than you would there. And on top of that, there's the traffic in California, especially Southern California. Look, like I said, I've lived in Beverly Hills, I've lived in Mission Viejo, I've lived in different parts of Orange County, I've lived in San Diego, I've lived obviously in the Valley, I've lived in Malibu, I've lived all over the place in Southern California. And traffic, man, your best day of traffic in LA is our worst day here in Las Vegas. You can shoot across the entire city here in Las Vegas, get from the tip of one side to the tip of the other in under half hour. You get no traffic. I mean, there's so many real reasons. On top of that, the cost of insurance. The cost of insurance for most people is lower here in Las Vegas than it is in California. So that attributes to that cost of living index issue that we were talking about. It's just all these things add up and add up and add up. You can just see that it does not make sense financially to live in a place where, unless you're super wealthy, look, if you're super wealthy, good on you. However, for most of us, we're not super wealthy, and we just have to work harder and harder and harder, and there's never a path to get forward and ahead in the way that California is currently operating and currently set up. There was a way back, decades and decades ago, when I was growing up there, man, it was great. Look, I love so many things about California. I love the weather. I love the beaches. I love Disneyland. I love all of those parts of California. I don't like what California has become. It has become just not the California that I remember, not the California that I grew up in, not the California that I want my daughter, that I want my family to grow up in, not the place where I can grow my personally and my investments and my career. It's not available the same degree in California as it is in Vegas. Vegas, on the other hand, has so many of those things that California used to have. All of the opportunity, all of the ability for you to get ahead and for you to work. Look, Vegas is very cool because we have opportunity and we encourage people to make the most of their capacity and to do the most with what they have, and gives an opportunity for a good life for you and your family here. And to get ahead. That's the number one thing. You can still get ahead in Las Vegas. You can't do that in California unless you win that lotto or unless you have that next tech super giant. It's just, for regular folk like you and me, there's no getting ahead in California. It's running, swimming, trying not to drown. There is no getting ahead. So, those are some of the financial issues. And my next issue is with the social issues. And actually, a lot of the financial issues are a direct cause of a lot of the social issues, and there's this chicken and egg issue going on with them. Last time I was in California, all the places that I used to love, that I used to go, there is now a homeless crisis in California. There is burgeoning amounts of homelessness in California, and a big reason for that is all of the financial stresses and issues that California has. Because it's so difficult to get ahead, if you have a tough time for even a short little spell, look, in California, most people live paycheck to paycheck. And if that paycheck dries up and you, for some reason, you lose your job or something happens or another tragedy strikes, you get ill, you go from, because of how it's set up, becoming homeless is a real potential. It's a real possibility if there's any hiccup in the run, okay? And the problem is then you're there, you're underwater, you become homeless, And now you have nowhere to go and no way and no path to get out of that. So the homelessness has become a crisis, and it's enabled, and I would dare say encouraged, by the really poor decisions and the really poor framework of the entire economic system in California. And some of the decisions that have been made and some of the things that are done do nothing to address the real reason for the homeless, and nothing to help get out of the problem. They just make the problem comfortable, or more comfortable than the dire situation that it is. Look, I have compassion and would love to make it all better for every homeless person that is out there. Nobody in America should ever go hungry. And the fact that that is an issue there just breaks my heart. And it is something that is almost a self-inflicted wound. And if you go back and look and you study as to what happened and how it became from your normal issues, let me tell you a little story. So when I was growing up in Woodland Hills, we had a homeless man named George, okay? And he would roam the streets, and everybody knew George, and they took care of George. They made sure George ate. They made sure George had a place, he slept, and he did all those things. As a community, everybody knew George. Now, there's such an explosion of homelessness, you can't know a George, because it's just a mass amount of people who are in the same really crappy situation with no way out. The community can't come together to make things better. It's been brought on by the way that things have been structured. So that's number one. Number two is crime. And again, a lot of this comes back to the financial issues, right? You don't see a normal path out and a normal path up that you would see in a place like Las Vegas, where we are look, this is a purple state. We get along. We have reds and blues, and we come together and we have our differences over certain things. But one thing is, we all want our entire population to be the most that it can be and to grow up all together. Look, at the end of the day, it all comes down to this. I want a government that is not overreaching and not controlling, but empowers us to do what we want to do and to get ahead. I don't think that exists right now in California, and I don't see it existing anytime. I think they've broken the state, and if there was ever a time to get out, it was when I did, and it was too much, too late. It was ready and time to move on. The California that I loved, and like I said, I loved California, man. I thought that was going to be my forever place. I love the beach. I love Disneyland. I love all the attractions. I loved California, but it just isn't the same now. And I look at Las Vegas, and especially having been here and had roots here for so long, this is a fantastic place. It has all of those amazing things. We have so many attractions. Look, there's 45 million people a year who come to Las Vegas because of our attractions and our things that we have to have available. And on top of that, we have the opportunity to make a better life for us and our families. I mean, it doesn't make any sense not to make this Las Vegas your permanent spot. At least that's the conclusion that I came to for me and my family. your conclusion may be different, and that's fine. And if you have a difference of opinion, go ahead and drop it in the comment below. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. I mean, this is an open forum. These are my opinions. This is my story. But if you have something different, throw it down below. We can all get along. We can all talk. We have shared experiences, and, you know, I hope some shared values of the fact that we want to be the best us and our best family that we can be. And I think that's what Las Vegas has the opportunity to give you through the financial situations and through the social situations. They're just, in my opinion, way better here. They are here today in Las Vegas what they used to be in California. It's a fantastic place to move, a fantastic place to come and make your home and your family's home and your base. We are 4 hours away from all the great things that California has to offer. I still go to Disneyland. I still go to the beach. I still go visit family in California. But I visit and I make trips and I make memories out of doing those things rather than it being a part of all the bad things that come with it. So I get the best of both worlds. I get the best of that California still has to offer, but I get the best other parts here in Las Vegas. You bring them together and you have the best option out there. Look, I know I feel like I should be doing a video for the Las Vegas Tourism Board or something, because I just think that this is such an amazing city, and I think that it could be an amazing city for you and your family as well. If you've been contemplating the thought of, man, is there something better? Is there a way that I can get ahead? And you're living in California and you're just running on that treadmill and you're swimming, trying not to sink. Las Vegas has that lifeline for you, and let's talk about it. You know, just go ahead and give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, whatever. All my information's in the description below. Let's figure out if Las Vegas and some of the areas are a better fit for you, or a better opportunity for you. So I'll just leave it at that. Thanks for letting me share my story with you. And if I don't see you in the neighborhood, I'll see you on the next video, and thanks for watching.